Hello, Mr. So-and-so here. So this will be the first of many videos to give you a basic idea about how the weapons work, and I am for sure no expert for all of them. Mostly I mained lance and gun lance, so we will start with the lance because it's a pretty straightforward weapon, it's defensive, and it's definitely very nice to learn monsters' patterns to learn the game, though I have to say it will probably feel a little bit clumsy in the beginning and also rather slow. So the weapon is based on 3 steps and then a step to reset your combo and start again. Um, Now, what can you do? You can, as you see here, draw the weapon by pressing triangle, or you can draw the weapon by pressing R2, which puts you directly into a guard. So that's definitely nice to know. As long as you don't have the weapon out, you will do a normal roll, but when you draw the weapon, you will put up your shield, and you can see you can still advance the enemy by doing so. Now we will go into more detail later how to take advantage of that. Now, you cannot only draw the weapon. If you're running, you will directly go into a hit or into a guard if you press R2. You can also press R2, triangle and circle at the same time, and you will directly end up in the guard animation. Really nice when the monster suddenly targets you and you want to block. Now, as I said, we have basically a step, 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 sidestep weapon. So, step, 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 and a sidestep. You will see, if you don't do the sidestep, you have to wait a lot longer. Now, you have a regular, straightforward step with triangle. You see 18 points of damage, and the final one gives us 24. But you can also go with a diagonal step by pressing circle. And you see the final hit does the same amount of damage, but otherwise you have a little bit more damage by going with a diagonal step. So that's definitely good to know, in particular if you want to reach higher areas like tails that you want to cut with the lance. Now, what we normally do is we approach the monster, we will stick to the monster, and we will stab, we will sidestep, we'll try to reach higher areas, we will block in between, of course. But you can also, for instance, counter. Now, if you press R2 and circle, you go into a counter. Now, that was the full wait time here before the attack starts. What you can do though is, if you get attacked by a monster, maybe I can show you, because you will do a counter attack. There should be an exploding barrel somewhere. There it is. Now let's see, we will start the fire and we go into the counter, and you see I go into the counter directly from that. So that is something that you can take advantage of. The only problem is, of course, with multi-hit attacks, the counter might leave you open to another attack. So otherwise, you can also stop the counter early by simply pressing the triangle button. There you go. Or you can go into a power guard by pressing X, and you can see it drains stamina like crazy, but it is a very strong guard. Before, in the old Monster Hunter games, you would need a skill that was called Guard Up, an armor skill that lets you block unblockable attacks, and I assume that our power guard will have the same effect here. From the power guard, you see you can also do, oh, my stamina ran out, a leaping thrust by pressing triangle. There you go, that was the leaping thrust. And we can go into our dash attack. You don't have to be in the power guard to do that. You can also hold R2 and then press triangle and circle for a dash attack, which is nice for movement, and you can end with a nice hit. But not only that, you will notice that you have a lot of hints and tips here for combo combinations, but some things you are not told. Now, if we are dashing or charging, we can press X, left and right, to adjust our movement a little. Oh, and there, I already did that, wanted to do that later. You also have a jump by pressing forward and X, so you can dash, then you press forward and X for a jump. Now, alone, that would be boring, but you can use that for attack, so charge, forward and X, and a hit. The interesting thing, even though it is a very, very low jump, you can use that to mount monsters. So that is definitely a nice thing to have. And let's have a look at the damage. So we take this pole again, charging, jumping, 27. So really nice damage. And again, you might as well be able to mount the monster, not every time, but at least pretty regularly. Otherwise, we also, while we are guarding, have a guard thrust for faster movement, and you can see you can do a shield bash. That will do KO damage to the monster if you attack the head. There we go. Otherwise, we also have a leaping thrust again from here. So that's pretty much it. I will upload a video later of me using the lance against the starting monsters so you get a basic idea. And the next weapon we will have a look at will be the gun lance, which is also really, really nice, really defensive, but it takes a little bit more micromanagement and knowledge of the weapon. So lance is definitely a nice weapon even for beginners. The only problem might be the weapon feeling too slow for your taste. Otherwise, I hope you... Oh wait, where is it? You go out there and... up to you from there, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And otherwise, looking forward to playing with you online at some point. Bye bye.